Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mind My Age, the podcast where we dive into the science and stories behind healthier aging. I'm your host, Neelam Brar, and today we're exploring the fascinating world of CBD and its role in supporting women as they age. I'm excited to introduce you to our guest today, Heather Hiemstra. Heather is the founder of Rockstar Blends, a company focused on harnessing the power of cannabinoids to enhance wellness. Today, we'll be discussing how the endocannabinoid system can support healthier aging with a special focus on women. Heather, welcome to the show. Let's start with a question we ask all of our guests. How old do you feel? And what's your secret to staying young and healthy at heart?
I love this question. I am going to go right there and say, I think, and I've never been asked it, I think I feel 36. And that is the year before I had colon cancer. When I had colon cancer, a lot of things changed for me. And I don't think I felt great at 36, but at the same time, now that I've learned so much about keeping myself well, I'll tell you the secret, it's really lying in understanding the endocannabinoid system. So there's the answer to that. Um, I feel very sick, and keeping myself feeling balanced, I think, is how I do that.
I love that. I think as we age, there's so many new insights and scientific studies that are hitting the market where one can't help but think, I wish I knew that 10 years ago, or, that would have been great to know as I was navigating X. And so we're in a really interesting time now where there's a lot more available information and, more importantly, a lot more scientific research going on as it relates to women's health. So can you explain what the endocannabinoid system is and why it's so important for women, especially as they age?
Absolutely. So the endocannabinoid system is something that exists in the body of every mammal. So just because we discovered it in the 80s and 90s doesn't mean it's new. And here's what the medical community says about the endocannabinoid system. It is a system of homeostasis. That means it's a system of balance. So I'm going to give you 5 things right now that to me mean feeling balanced, and to me mean feeling useful. Well, 1, sleep. Your endocannabinoid system regulates your sleep. Yes, Heather, it's time to sleep. Sleep deeply, wake up well. 2, my appetite. Yes, I'm hungry. No, I'm not hungry. Yes, I'm full. Yes, I need to drink more of this, eat more of that. Understanding what my body needs. 3, my libido. I'm closer to 60 than I am to 50. I would like my libido to stay strong and well, because science is showing us more and more that this impacts our immune function. Okay. 4, pain tolerance in the body. So I've got 2 teenagers I'm running all over. I've exercised, I'm doing all the stuff. Sometimes recovery is not where it used to be, but when my body is feeling balanced, it is. And then 5th, and I'm going to have to use my word that I don't love, but it keeps me juicy. I never liked that word, but it's true. When your joints are juicy, your skin is juicy, everything else is juicy. It's really a secret of lubricating the body and keeping our body flowing smoothly. So these are all functions of the endocannabinoid system. So this is what I teach people to activate it, nourish it.
That's fascinating. It's so interesting to hear how much of an impact it can have on insomnia, anxiety, and joint pain. All things that are so linked to mood and as well as depression, really. So it's fascinating to think about how one can think about it as a whole system that can help support overall wellness. So, how exactly do cannabinoids interact with the endocannabinoid system to help with these age-related issues that get a little bit tougher to navigate as we age?
So we have receptors all around our body. So underneath our armpits, where our lymph nodes are concentrated, in our groin. And for women specifically, we have thousands of them in our very intimate tissues. And we can nourish these receptors with plant botanicals. So yes, CBD, cannabinoids, full spectrum hemp. Of course, the system was named for the cannabis plant. But other plants contain cannabinoids. And we can produce at least two of our own blend endocannabinoids, meaning we produce them ourselves. One endocannabinoid that we can produce ourselves is called anandamide. Many people in the yoga world will recognize that word. Ananda is the Sanskrit word for bliss. And so we can produce our own cannabinoid by yoga, deep breathing, singing, dancing. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who will attest to the fact that a good singing in the shower just sets them right. And that's because they've activated their endocannabinoid system. They've actually boosted their mood. So the fastest, easiest way is to take cannabinoids. And I like to use them topically. These are plants. These are from the hemp plant as well as black pepper, cacao, turmeric, echinacea. I could list plant after plant and you say, wow, I know that. Yes, because it's activating your endocannabinoid system. You know, people who are like this, the black pepper. Oh, yes, please, more black pepper, more black pepper. They're activating your endocannabinoid system.
Thanks, Heather. That's fascinating. We also know that inflammation is a major factor in aging. Can cannabinoids help with that? And if so, how?
So absolutely. And that is why CBD hit the market so fast and furious, because that is one particular cannabinoid that definitely helps reduce inflammation. I'm a fan of the entire plant as well as some other plants that we've labeled as phytocannabinoids working synergistically together, the entourage effect of the cannabis plant or the cannabinoid. And what these do is they bind to the receptors. So we have CB1 receptor and CB2 receptors in our central nervous system and in our gut. And when we nourish these receptors, we look for balance. Our bodies look for balance. So if we're inflamed, our bodies know right away that's no good for us. We need to decrease the inflammation, activate the receptors, decrease the inflammation, decrease your pain. And on top of that, it's as if by using these plant botanicals, at least, you are giving a vitamin to your endocannabinoid system. I like that analogy. Think about nourishing. I like to talk to girls premenopausal and say, hey, take care of things down there now so that you sail through. I like to talk to women, 60, 70 years old and say, hey, your receptors right now are primed to be nourished and activated. Men, unfortunately, it's a different ballgame. They're sort of decline a little bit. We don't. To a certain point, our receptors just become more and more primed because we don't have estrogen coursing through our bodies anymore. Now we need a little extra help. And Mother Nature has literally provided this help in the form of all these beautiful plant botanicals. Now, unfortunate that I came to them this way because I don't have my ascending colon from colon cancer. They may like cut it out, third me back together. So I like to nourish the system topically. I feel that this gives my body a chance. I'm not the kind of person to eat a gummy. Don't give me CBD. Don't do that. You might tummy. But topically, oh my goodness, you can do so much to help your body. Feel good.
Sleep is another big topic, especially for women dealing with hormonal changes. How can cannabinoids support better sleep as we age?
So that is, again, such a great question because you have a good night's sleep, you can rock the whole world, right? So the endocannabinoid system, these receptors in our central nervous system, when they are nourished, when they are activated with plant botanicals or actual cannabinoids, they tell the body to de-stress, to calm. And when your body is de-stressed and calm, your brain, you can sleep easier. You fall asleep easier because your cortisol isn't soaring and your hormones are completely out of whack. Now, the beautiful thing about addressing sleep through the endocannabinoid system, rather than going for an herb, for instance, lemon balm, passion flower that helps you sleep, by going to the cannabinoid family, you're helping regulate your body temperature. Because me, who's always slept like a rock, there's nothing that would wake me up better or faster or keep me awake than a good night's sleep. So when I'm nourishing my endocannabinoid system before I go to bed, boom, baby, it's like I sleep well and I don't wake up tired and I don't wake up soaking wet because I'm doing the two birds in one stone thing by telling my endocannabinoid system, hey, I'm nourishing you. So my body temperature will be regulated. My sleep. You see what I mean? It's the body wants to feel good. The body wants seeks this out.
Mood and mental health are other areas where women and men might seek support as they age. There's a ton of stress that comes along with changes in health, changes in new diagnoses, changes in life. And it's really tough to navigate that, plus have all of these hormonal changes happening in your body. How can cannabinoids assist with maintaining a positive mindset and regulating that system?
Well, again, this is because we have the CB1 receptors in our central nervous system. So I think that there has been a lot of damage done in this field already by the plethora of cannabinoid containing gummies because they're focusing on two cannabinoids, CBD and THC, or they're altering them in the lab to make delta, whatever. Okay. When you are nourishing the system with the balanced plant from Mother Nature, not fully adulterated, you're triggering these receptors. Again, produce dopamine. The endocannabinoid system is distinctly tied to the hormones, the endocrine system. So activating the endocannabinoid system balances the endocrine system. Now, this is where we need way more research because unfortunately, it will take a lot of medical products right out of the game. You won't need them anymore. You really won't need them anymore. I think it's part of why I feel so good at my age because I have been activating my endocannabinoid system topically for so long because it was my choice because I chose not to have chemo. I wanted to nurse our baby. So having chosen not to have chemo, but having it be a very unpopular decision, I delved hard and deep into the science as to how these botanicals could help keep my body healthy, my immune system strong. That's all I was looking for, all I was doing. And what I discovered in the process was these botanicals for my healthy immune system are helping keep the rest of me balanced, my mood, my pain tolerance, my sleep. Because they're all tied. You're not in a good mood if you've had a lousy night's sleep. You're not in a good mood if you're in a lot of pain, right? We got to balance the whole system. You're not in a good mood if you've overeaten or you're undereaten. So, yeah. There is so much science. We have a lot on rockstarblends.com, articles after article after article about how these receptors work, what cannabinoids are best for certain ailments or targeting certain treatments. Our blends are full spectrum blends that I call them Rockstar because they do everything. Yeah. They help you sleep. They help soothe anxiety. They help with hemorrhoid. I mean, it's like across the board how many ways we can help ourselves with the topic things that activate these receptors.
Heather, speaking of impact and efficacy of having whole plant botanicals, what are some of the most surprising outcomes through the research you've done where you've seen cannabinoids have interesting health outcomes or wellness outcomes that our listeners might not know about?
Okay, I love this question. But unfortunately, of course, it borders on what the FDA would allow me to say and what I'd be allowed to say if I was sitting there next to you, sharing a cup of tea and just two girlfriends talking. So bordering that edge, there has been amazing, amazing research that has shown that certain plant botanicals will kill a cancer cell. And I will say that and allow you to do your own research. Cell apoptosis, the dying of a cancer cell, and different plants can actually do this. That one took my breath away because I have a tumor the size of a peach right here. We cut it out, boom, sewed me back together, modern miracle. But because it had perforated the wall of my colon, it was definitely advised that I have chemo. So I was looking at botanicals that are antiviral. Okay, so we all know that there are so many botanicals that are antiviral, but there are antiviral botanicals that are also gentle, that are not, eucalyptus, peppermint, clove, cinnamon, things that are going to burn, stingy. No, we have gentler botanicals that are antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. And when I was formulating Rockstar Woman, which is to put on right down there, vulva, vagina, I said to my doctor, if I put it there, it'll get right to my colon. That's the only way all the way. Sure not. Right. These botanicals tell the cells to turn over. They trigger the cells to rejuvenate. The science is amazing. It is not enough. We are nowhere near where we should be with the information that we have. But if you can reduce anxiety without taxing your liver, without making a dry mouth, without becoming impotent, all these side effects, if we can address them without, oh my goodness, we'll change the world.
Heather, what advice would you give to women who are curious about incorporating cannabinoids into their wellness routine so that they can see the impact it can have on things that we've mentioned today, like joint pain, anxiety, inflammation, and other areas that might be difficult right now?
Again, a great question, because there's a couple things you can do right now. You can moving the body, putting on music, singing. I'm going to give you all the easy ones first, right? But sometimes you decide, I need something hard hitting. These are the easy ones. Sing, dance, move, deep breathing, meditation. Science has showed us that you will actually produce your own endocannabinoid if you do this. Okay, you want to take it a step further. Check out plant botanicals for topical use. Rockstar Blends is a great place. This is my business. I have not cracked the code on this. There are other companies that are incorporating cannabinoids. I am incorporating with Rockstar Woman a whole plethora of plants for a whole bunch of different things to help soothe anxiety, boost your mood, increase lubrication, decrease pain, and you just need to apply them topically. So there's so much information out there. The National Institute of Health, thank you for all of this published information that we can readily see. I encourage you to do some research. I tell you to go carefully into things that you take internally. That's all I will say about that. I'm not an internal girl because I don't have an ascending colon, so things just go from on to this.
Heather, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us today. For our listeners, if you want to explore the benefits of cannabinoids for healthy aging, stay tuned to Mind My Age for more tips and insights. And remember, age with grace and vitality because your best years are still ahead.
Thank you, Neelam. Thank you for this message to the world. I love it.